Hi everyone, it is Lou here from the Team Approach and welcome to another new EAP Counsellor podcast. I hope you are all well. It is Monday morning, early on a Monday morning, and I love this particular time to record my podcasts. The house is still quiet, which is very nice. So yes, it's an optimum time to be recording podcasts. Today, I wanted to talk about clear communication channels. So the theme for the podcast today is communication and, really emphasizing how important effective communication is. Now, I'm sure I don't need to convince you of that. We hear the word communication all the time. We hear people talking about effective communication. And I also hear when I'm out and about and in and out of workplaces, I hear lots and lots of things. People will open up to me, have little conversations, or, I'll have check-ins in regards to, how's the workplace, the workforce, how's everything going? And what I find to be the common denominator or a common theme when people are, not feeling heard or maybe valued, and or if there's some workplace issues, problems, challenges, etc., what quite often, almost always, sits underneath that is communication issues or lack thereof effective communication. I hear it all the time. I see it a lot. It's part of conversations every single day that I have with, whether it's employees, whether it's business owners, leaders, whether it's just people out and about, colleagues as well. So many problems, issues, challenges, etc. come from poor communication. Sitting underneath almost everything is poor communication. So today I wanted to talk about communication. I wanted to highlight the importance of clear communication, which is one of the indicators of effective communication is being clear in how we communicate, what we communicate. There's no point communicating if we're not clear, because that just creates confusion. So when we are communicating, which is every day, we need to communicate with clarity, with purpose, with meaning, and we need to make sure that our communication is effective. And if we do that, we are absolutely able to elevate our businesses. We're also able to alleviate some of the issues, problems, challenges, and we'll see, hopefully, a reduction in, workplace issues, in workplace relationship issues, because people will have a better understanding of why they're doing what they're doing, what the processes are, why they're there, what's important about that. They will have hopefully more role clarity. They will have a better understanding of their job description. And when we communicate well as well, and, there's lots of other things that we need to be doing too, but when we communicate well, people understand, and that alleviates quite a lot of issues. Before I get right into today's podcast, what I wanted to also draw your attention to, and this is very important, when people think about communication, often the first thing that, pops into their mind or that they think about is talking, the talking side of communication, whether it's instructions, but the talking side. Now, yes, of course, what we say and how we say it is important. Our words are important, absolutely. And we do need to choose our words carefully, absolutely. But what's also important is our body language. It's how we say what we say, and it's our body language as well as our tonality, so how we say it. Those two things make up 93% of communication. Words make up 7% of communication. So yes, our words are important, but how we say it and what our body is doing also gives off messages. And as humans, we read body language and tonality and we take meaning from that before we even take in the words. So when we are communicating with our employees, our colleagues, our people, our clients, our teams, if our body language and our tone doesn't match the message, doesn't match what we're saying, our people are going to go, what's going on here? There's a mismatch. It's vitally important that we are aware of our body language, we are aware of our tonality, and that we are engaging or using engaging body language, open, positive, communicative body language. And when we do that, our people and whoever it is that we're communicating to and with, they're going to take more notice and it's going to be more relevant because the body language and tonality matches the message. Really important to know. 93% of communication is body language and tonality. 7% is words. And not everyone knows that, or actually lots of people don't know those percentages. And it's very important to know that and just to think about that and really consider how you say, what your body is doing when you are having conversations. Are you clear? Is your body language matching the message? And how is your message being taken? How are you communicating it, and how is it being received? Because communication is as much about listening and hearing and taking it in as it is about actually, being the person who is talking. Communication is always a two-way thing, always. And we need to be as good as a listener as what we need to be, as clear as we need to be as a talker. It's a two-way thing. And quite often as well, active listening and active listening skills can be lacking, because quite often people think that lots of people actually will describe themselves as a good listener. But when it actually comes down to it, they're not potentially a really good listener. Because active listening is really tuning in. Our body language also needs to match that, tuning in. we do really need to focus on the person who's communicating to us. And part of active listening is listening to hear rather than listening to respond. So I'll say that again. There's a difference between listening to hear and listening to respond. And quite often people think that as part of the communication process, they need to respond. They hear something and they automatically respond with words, with an answer, with this, with that. Sometimes it's not about actually responding using words. It's about really listening and really taking it in, thinking about it, processing it, and deciding what to do with that information. And, sometimes, as the saying goes, actions speak louder than words. We can listen, we can potentially hear someone, we might respond automatically, but then if we actually don't do what we say, if we don't take action, if we don't show that we have heard, then we're not being an effective communicator. So I want to leave those few things with you to ponder. These are the things that are the difference that make the difference in regards to, whether we are an effective communicator or an okay communicator. Because, lots of people can speak well, they can be articulate, all of the things. But are their words matching their body language and their tone? Is their body language conducive to a really good, whether it's a conversation or form of communication, of which there's many that I'll talk about? Is that happening? Are you aware of that? What are you taking notice of that? And then always remembering that the difference between listening to respond versus listening to hear, and also really noticing and being aware of receptive language and expressive language. So they're two parts of communication as well. Receptive is what we are receiving, the message that we're taking in. And are we receiving the message as it was intended? Because quite often there's a mismatch with that. And then expressive is how we express our message, how we express what it is that we want to communicate. And, are we good at expressing it? Are we clear? Are we concise? Are we understood? And are we able to try and communicate effectively what we actually want to communicate? Is the person who we are talking to or communicating with, are they actually hearing what we intended? Or are they hearing something else? All really important parts of communication, effective communication. And when we get really good at communication and utilising a variety of communication channels in our businesses and with our colleagues and teams and people and clients, we will elevate our businesses and achieve and receive even more success. So we know that maintaining clear communication channels, we know that it's not just a necessity, but it is an essential cornerstone of a company's success. It is the difference that makes the difference. And today's podcast, my intention is to shed light on the importance of establishing transparent communication pathways within your organisation. And when we are able to do that, and when we do that, just how significantly this one thing, which is many things under the umbrella, but just how significantly it can impact employee health, well-being and productivity in a positive way when we do it well. So there's 5 important reasons that I'm going to mention now why clear communication channels should be at the forefront of your business strategy. First one, stress reduction. Unclear or inefficient communication can be a significant source of stress for your employees. When team members are uncertain about their roles, responsibilities, or the direction, say, of a project, anxiety levels rise, and they rise pretty quickly. Establishing clear lines of communication ensures that everyone knows what is expected of them, which then helps to reduce stress and enhance mental health. Secondly, it's about enhancing productivity. Effective communication results in better task comprehension and understanding and goal alignment. Our employees are more likely to be productive when they clearly understand their objectives, what they need to do, and can communicate their needs and progress to their colleagues and team. This boost in productivity ultimately benefits your bottom line. Of course it does. Number 3, improved employee well-being. When employees feel heard and understood, their overall well-being improves. Transparent communication and having a transparent communication culture allows our employees to express their concerns, ideas, and feedback openly. And knowing that their voices matter and that their voices are heard can significantly boost morale and job satisfaction, which is what we want. Number 4, innovation and creativity. Transparent communication channels foster a culture of open dialogue where employees are encouraged to share their innovative ideas. And of course, this leads to breakthroughs and and creative solutions that can set your business apart from the competition. That ability to innovate and be creative is absolutely what sets businesses apart. Will also, leave your customers and clients remembering you, taking notice. And also people want to work where there's innovation and creativity too. Number 5, effective problem solving. So in a transparent communication environment, issues are identified and resolved much more swiftly. When obstacles, barriers, challenges are communicated clearly, they can be addressed promptly, which is what we want, helping to prevent minor problems from escalating into really big, major crises. This not only minimises stress, but it also keeps your business agile and adaptable, which is really important as well. When we focus on clear communication and effective communication, we can create an organisational culture that values transparency, respect, and cooperation. And there are 3 things that also make a difference, that people take notice of. Respect in itself. We're all working towards wanting a respectful workplace. To have that, we need to behave respectfully. To do that, a part of that, we need to communicate respectively. Absolutely. Which is being clear, being transparent, cooperating, listening, active listening. All of the things are very important. So to help you get started on your journey of clear communication and transparent communication, it might be useful to consider these following things. Having regular team meetings, so setting up regular team meetings to discuss goals, progress and challenges. Really good to have open forums and, encourage people to speak up, speak out, share their opinions, progress, what's happening, challenges as well, and, to really be able to have a forum where everyone is heard, respected, and, people that we take action on what is discussed as well. Having a feedback mechanism or mechanisms is really good. So, establish easy to use feedback channels to encourage employees to share their thoughts and concerns. Not everyone is a talker. Not everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and concerns in a meeting structure. So having other feedback mechanisms, whether it's surveys, emails, one-on-one chats, as opposed to the meeting forums. There's lots of different ways that we can provide feedback, receive feedback in order to take action on it. Training programs, so just investing in communication skills training to help our people convey their messages effectively. Education and learning and training is everything. We can't change what we don't know, but by training, by educating, by building capacity, that is, it's all about being proactive, preventative, and taking actionable steps forward. I absolutely recommend training programs. Technology integration, utilising digital tools and platforms that enhance communication, such as project management software, messaging apps. There's just so much technology out there that we can utilise. We don't want to be bombarded with it, or we don't want to create extra work, but there's technology that really, makes things a lot more simple and effective as well. And of course, and I always mention this one, lead by example. As business owners, leaders, your commitment to effective, transparent, respectful communication will totally set the tone for the entire workplace and organisation. Very important that we are always leading by example, that we are educating ourselves, that we are upskilling in technology, that we are providing the feedback mechanisms, that we are providing opportunities for this effective communication as well. And, that we are attentive and active listeners. We are listening to hear, not just to respond. Remember, our employees, and anyone for that matter, people, humans, we're very good at reading body language. And we're also very good at knowing when people are not listening to us and when we're not being heard. We pick up on it straight away. This is a very important topic. So to finish off, clear communication, it's everything. It is absolutely the cornerstone of a healthy, productive, and successful business. It's also a catalyst for reducing stress, enhancing employee wellbeing, and driving innovation. And our dedication as leaders and team members and employees to creating an open and transparent communication culture will undoubtedly pay dividends for you and your organisation in the long run. If you have any questions, or if you would like to explore this topic further, if you would like some education and training, workplace training in regards to communication, please reach out to us. We're here to support at the Team Approach. We're here to support your journey towards effective communication in your organisation. We're here to support you as leaders, as employees, as people. And we love having conversations with you. We love supporting in a number of ways. As you know, we do support through EAP counselling programs and initiatives totally, but we also provide workplace training. We work with businesses, business leaders, and whole workplaces on wellbeing strategy too, which we are very passionate about. And we provide leadership coaching and really helping leaders to be compassionate, empathetic, and emotionally intelligent leaders. And communication is one of the very important topics and things, that we do as part of that coaching and working with leaders. So if you're curious, if you want to learn more, talk about communication, please reach out to us. We would love to have a chat with you. Have a great week, everyone. I will record another podcast very, very soon, trying to catch up on a couple of weeks that I have missed in recent times. But have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye, everybody. Be well and work well, be well, lead well, and, let's all help each other in our workplaces. See you, everyone.